Yeah, there we go. It's Artco Drone Solutions. We got a great show tonight. So, hey, let's wait for folks to amble on in, and then we'll get the show going. Alrighty. And okay, so where is my oh man, I can't seem. Okay, and what's going on? Why can't I get a interesting. Why I can't get. All right, Doug, welcome to the show. Thank you. All right. Yeah, just a little early. Let folks get in and get ready for the show. Also, I want to put this out there in my tip jar. You want to put a few bucks in, that'd be great. Rick Halber, welcome to the show. Thank you. All right. We got a great show today. We're going to do some mail call today. Got some stuff in the mail. And what else? We'll talk about some drone news and some upgrades I've been doing on my studio. Did a little bit of upgrading, and we'll talk about that. No, I didn't get a chance to do any flying in. This week we had some snow here, so I didn't get a chance to do any flying after work. And the weather's just been really off and on. It was a nice day today, but kind of have a little bit of a rainy nose today. So I did some upgrades on my PC, and hopefully tomorrow, it should be a good day tomorrow. Get some flying in. I gotta find some new places to go and try out the my new P3 and get some really good videos. I'm thinking about going to the Railroad Museum in Golden and see if they'll let me fly around there. That'd be awesome. So that would make for a really good video there. So let's get things going here. We got 7 people watching. Cool. Here's what I got in the mail the other day. I got the, oh boy, if I can open it up, it is the range extender for my Mavic Air. And you just slide these over the antenna, and it focuses the beam onto the antenna, and it gives you more distance. Got these on eBay, shopped around, and wanted to make sure I was getting good stuff. And I, you know, cheap is not usually better, and so I'll get more distance out of this on my new Mavic Air, and that way I could be a little more confident about flying long distances. Yeah, ooh. So, Doug, you're in Wisconsin or Michigan or New York. Yeah, you guys have gotten a lot of snow lately, so that's interesting. And we're supposed to get a snowstorm on Monday. The last storm that we had, fortunately for me, it happened during the day, and by the time I went home from work, the sun was out and it was already melting the snow, which was good. So I missed the snow driving to work and coming back. Oh, St. Cloud, okay. And here's my other little gizmo that I got in the mail. It is the range extender for the Phantom 3 Advance. Yeah, Minnesota. Well, Earl, you know, I started a new hobby, rock tumbling, and if you could help me out, I'm looking for agates. And I know up in Duluth, up in along Lake Superior, they've got some really nice agates up there. But since Minnesota is part of where the glaciers happened during the big ice age, there's probably a lot of agates around that state. So, yeah, I had these range extenders on my Phantom 3 Standard. Really loved it. When I went to my friend's ranch down in southeast Colorado, I had that thing out to 3,500 feet. I mean, that's, you know, it's almost 2/3 of a mile, and got some really great footage. And here's my other little neat gadget that I got. Oh, that'd be awesome, Doug. I got ND filters for my Mavic Air. And I know one of them is a UV filter, which is good, especially if you're around water. Steve, welcome to the show. And I've got, let's see, ND4, 8, 16. Well, the highest one I've got is an ND32, which is really good for, especially here in Colorado, since we're a mile high. We get a lot of ultraviolet rays, and this will make the videos and the photos really snap. So that'll really be nice to try these out. I've got ND filters. I had them left over from my Phantom 3 Standard, and they'll work just as well on my Advance. And so looking forward to using those. I think my highest ND filter on that is a 16. So yeah, it's a 4, 8, and 16. Yeah, I'd like to get higher ND filters for my Phantom 3 Advance. And that's going to be more my workhorse drone. And the Mavic Air is more for travel, and where I need to get someplace really quick, and I could take this with me, and it's really quick to set up and get going. Also, what I got in the mail, a really nice subscriber sent me this. Pharaoh Rocher. And I ate most of them. I got them last week. Someone was nice enough to send them for my birthday. Last week was my birthday, the 15th, and these were the dark chocolate, the regular, and the coconut. And this was sent by Tim Herber. He's from Central Kansas. Very, very nice. Love these. And that's not all. Tim also sent me Merci chocolates. And, you know, just like Ken, I love chocolates. So, if you want to send me anything, my address is in the description. And just, if you want to send me, you know, if you have a broken drone or you want to donate a drone, you know, you have some studio equipment that you're not using anymore, yeah, send them to me. My address is down below. Also, this is something I've been working on. You know, I started working on last week, and it's a landing pad for smaller drones like the Mavic Air. And I painted it a bright chartreuse orange. And what it is, it's a cardboard, and I left the center tape on it, and I added a little more tape to it to give it a little more strength. And now in the corners, I put washers to kind of hold it down. And then what I did is I got a yardstick, and then I drew an X on it, and eventually I'm going to put glow in the dark glue on this. And what I want to do is I want to make this so that if you're flying at night, your drone could easily see this when it comes back. I'm going to work with, I'm going to ask Mel if he could work on some design ideas to, you know, with his 3D printer, we could make something to kind of hold it open and give it a little bit of weight so it won't blow away. And what I like to do is make it so it's lit up with LED lights, to where it's either the lights are shining straight up or they shine on the board. Then that way the drone can see it coming back. Drone shots, welcome to the show. Yeah, and then I've got another one, and what I did different with that is I used what's left over on my green screen that I have over here. I took one of the sections and I just taped it on temporarily, and then I'm going to glue it on, and I'll do the same thing as I did on this one. And it folds in half, and you could easily carry this. Eventually what I want to do is I want to make a travel landing pad, excuse me, where for people who have smaller drones like the Spark, Mavic Air, or the Tello. And I want to make them to where I could sell them on eBay or Amazon and make a few bucks there. Maybe make them out of a polymer plastic that has little tiny holes in it, so that wind can't get underneath and blow it away. But you get be bright enough to where even in the daylight, you know, the drone will be able to find the landing pad really easily. I made a great big one out of 4 pieces of uh, cardboard, and to where it folds up into a, you know, a little cube, oh, about yay big. And this is for bigger drones like the Phantom 3 and the Phantom 4, or maybe the Inspire. You know, that's how big it is. But that one was my first one that I made, oh, almost a year ago. And I like it. It turned out really nice. But yeah, Velcro is another one. I could try that. Yeah, to stick it to the case. Yeah, cool. Good idea, Rick. Good idea. And also the bigger one is it's just brown. Problem is when I tried to use it at my friend's ranch, it tried to get away from me because when it took off, the downdraft kind of gave it a big wash and it moved it over. And I want to make it so it won't just take off on me. So those are some of the things going on. After I heard about the new rules that the FAA brought down on flying at night and over crowds, and I thought, how about I come up with a lighted landing pad? And I imagine that most of the drone flyers that are flying at night, they're not going to fly for very long. They're probably going to take photographs or video of maybe the nightlife in the city, baseball parks, you know, like Coors Field here in Denver, or even Mile High Stadium. If you get a night game and you get the drone up at a distance and get a photograph or a video of the stadium from a distance. Another thing you do, like on 4th of July when the fireworks go off, you don't have to be like right on top of the fireworks. You just get it up and you could fly and you could see all the fireworks going off all over the city. Fly Natural, welcome to the show. Great. So we got some new people I haven't seen. Fly Natural, I've seen on other shows, as well as Rick Halbert. So that's in the news. Oh, the big news is the so-called drone sighting at Newark Airport in New Jersey that pretty much shut down air travel in the New York area, where the pilot said he saw, not one pilot, but 2 pilots, said they saw a drone at 3,500 feet. That's hard to believe, but I know Mavic products, they're limited to 400 feet. Although there are some hacks where you could get around that, and you could fly higher than that. But 3,500 feet, I mean, even with an airliner, unless it was a small commercial pilot, you know, you're traveling pretty fast to where you wouldn't be able to see it at that altitude. Okay. So Doug, you got your first drone in July. I started with the Holy Stone DS100. Crashed it about 100 times. Yeah, those Holy Stones, especially that one. I don't know if that one has GPS, but those are good drones to practice with. You know, my first drone was a MJX Bugs 3, and that doesn't have GPS, and it carries a cheapy GoPro copy. But I have my GoPro on it, and I crashed that a bunch of times. Those are really tricky to fly, but you know, once you get those flights under your belt and you get more confident, and once you get to a GPS drone, you're good to go. And so you got a Mavic in September, 103 flights, 0 crashes. That's great. Uh, so did you get the Mavic Pro, or did you get the Mavic? What is it? The Platinum? Uh, Fly Natural. You had a sharper image drone, a little stunt drone. Oh, cool. Yeah, the Mavic, it would be a dream compared to the your Holy Stone. Uh, I had an opportunity to pick up a race drone on the police auction website, but I just thought about it. I'm like, oh, wow, do I really need this? Well, maybe down the road later on when things get a little more situated here, I'll get a racing drone and get into that. Some of the videos that I've seen on YouTube with the racing drones, it's like, man, they're awesome. But what I would do different is I'd have 2 cameras on it. One for the FPV, so you could see where you're flying, and then I would attach a GoPro or a GoPro type camera on it to get a sharper, clearer image, because I've seen some video of Ken Heron's race drone, and the video quality is not all that good, because, well, what you're seeing is like inside the goggles, and you'll get all the telemetry information on it, and it seems like the video flickers a lot. But I think if you put a GoPro on it, or better yet, get one of those Fireflies and put that on there and just turn it on and let it take off and get, you know, however many minutes of flying out of it, and you get some pretty good stuff there. Alright, so I'm gonna put this is my tip jar. If you'd like to, you know, leave me a few shekels and help me, you know, get this channel going. Let's talk about Ken's new setup. He had some issues with his show Thursday night. I thought, all in all, you know, he had some issues with the cropping of the video, and what he should have done is he should have practiced with it like hours ahead of time. And I know it takes time to get all the bugs out of the system and get it up and running for the show. Yeah, Cybertron computer. Yeah, I thought he got an Alienware computer. He got what is a gaming computer. You know what? That might be his problem right there. But I think what it is, and I think they were on to it during the show, was setting the resolution for one of his monitors. And maybe that's what the issue was. Uh, oh, Cardoso Media, welcome to the show. Thank you. So Doug got some really good. I have a good tree climbing nephew. He was happy to see me upgrade Mavic. He retrieved the Holy Stone a few times. Well, that's wonderful. The first time I really got my Buds 3 out, I took it out to the play area behind my apartment. And I finally got it to where I got it up in the air, but I was still, learning how to maneuver it. And it got pretty darn high. I probably got it up maybe 50 feet or so. And it was starting to, well, get off the property. And it was getting too high, and I was trying to get it back. I wanted to lower the altitude. And what I did is I throttled down too hard. And, oh, Tim, welcome to the show. You know what? I was just showing off the candy that you sent me. Thank you very much. The Ferrero Rocher is almost gone, and I'm going to tear into the Merci, which is this. Thank you very much, Tim. It's got milk chocolate, coffee and cream, hazelnut almond, hazelnut cream, marzipan, dark cream, dark mousse, and praline cream. Awesome. Can't wait to try those out. Oh yeah, Fly Natural says he hates flying in his apartment complex because kids are annoying and act like they've never seen a drone in their life. Yeah, well, I've been pretty good. I've had a few kids, ask me about my drone, and I'm polite and say, yeah, it's a drone, and luckily they haven't been asking me, oh, can I fly it? And no thanks. Mike B, welcome to the show. Oh, getting back to Ken's little setup, and boy, he's got an awesome setup. That curved monitor, that big, huge monitor. That looks awesome. I wish I had something like that. But I have a 26-inch monitor that I'm using right now, and I'm really happy with it. But I think where Ken is having his problems, the more complicated your setup is, the more things that can go wrong. And I think I go by the axiom of less is more. And I think if you don't get all really crazy with all the gadgets you have in your studio, the less problems you're going to have. When I first started my studio here, I had a mixing board, and then I started having all kinds of problems with it, and I eventually ditched it, and I got a digital microphone. And thanks to Rick Halber, I got this wonderful web camera, And it's got a built-in microphone, which is working really good. Eventually, I might go back to having a mixing board. I'd like to get one to where I could do sound effects with it, kind of like cans. But that's down the road. And then I used to have this microphone set up with my mixing board, but it just sits there. It's not hooked up to anything, but it makes a really good rack to hang my headphones on. So the upgrades I did today is I upgraded the video on my PC. I have an Inspiron, a Dell Inspiron 580, which is an i3, and I have 8 gigs of RAM on it. As a matter of fact, I got right here my Bellark Advisor. It gives you all the information of your PC. So, and it breaks it down. Yeah, it's an i3 3.2 gigahertz Intel Core i3, and it's a 550. It works great. It's got a 64 kilobyte primary memory cache and 256 secondary. And then it's got a 4,000 kilobyte tertiary memory cache. I mean, it's got 2 multi-cores. It's got hyper-thread. I've got 8 megabytes of RAM, which is cool. And it gives you all the information of all your network, the printers, and all your peripherals that are hooked up to it. I'm really liking vMix. I'm glad that Mel and Lloyd turned me on to it. And it's really easy to set up. But I have the free version, and with the free version, I have to set everything up one by one. I can't save it. I can't have it preset to where, okay, I turn on the software and just bring everything up. I gotta do everything one by one, and I got it pretty close to how it looked last week. I think the title down below is a little bit bigger, but I think it looks pretty good. But eventually, down the road, I'm going to upgrade to the professional version, and then that way I could take phone calls. And what I want to do with this show is I want to bring guests on to the show, and I've got ideas for some people that you guys probably haven't heard of. They are YouTubers out of the Philippines, and they use drones occasionally in their videos. So I'm going to invite them on, and we'll have a discussion there. Yes, I took computers in high school. I took basic language, which was, you know, I learned programming there, and that was Rick King. Welcome to the show, and that was quite a challenge because you got to learn how to tell the computer to do this function, and when you're done, go do that function, and all. One of the programs I ended up writing myself, and this is back when I built guitars, and I wanted to have a program that would give me the fret intervals of a given scale length. That way, if I want to make like a a different size scale, like a baritone or maybe a tenor guitar. I could say, okay, here's the length, and I give that to the computer, and then it spits out the fret intervals in inches, and then that way, when I make the fretboard, I could cut the slots for the frets. So, oh, you know how to make Ethernet cables. All right, cool. I had school security guard as a cop, FBI agent, and a young punk bothered me while flying. Oh boy. And then later on in college, I took some courses, and then back in the late 90s, I took some courses because I wanted to get my Microsoft A plus certification. And I learned web design, learned how to build computers. I already knew how to build computers well before this. And then I learned a lot about networking and learned how to use Unix software, which is similar to Linux. I've dabbled a little bit with Linux, but it was really it was hard to work with for me. Bill, the drone reviewer, welcome to the show. So I was just about finished with my certification. Oh, and then I learned Java language, and I dabbled with Microsoft Visual Basic, which was similar to Basic that I took in high school, but much easier to use. A lot of fun to play with. Wish I learned how to use C++. That would have been fun. All right. Oh, please don't forget to smash that like button. That'd be cool. I graduated in '79, so now you know how old I am. I'm an old dude. We got my 40th high school reunion coming up in September. So if I go to that, I will definitely take my drone with me because I want to go back to the high school and get some drone shots with of the high school. And it's really changed over the last 40 years. A lot of well, they changed the look of the building, and some parts of the building have been torn down and redesigned, and fly around the football field. And also, here's my tip jar if you want to leave me a little tip. Oh, what? Rick Halberd, 73, okay. So that you are probably 65 right now, right? My friend Rick Enstrom graduated from Fruita High School here in Colorado. Fruita High School is on the west slope of the state. It's south of Grand Junction. All right, so we got up to 15 people watching. That's cool. So those are some of the upgrades. I'm going to eventually upgrade to vMix Pro, and that way I could take multiple colors, and my screen resolution will be much better, because I think I'm down to like 640. I mean, it doesn't look too bad right now, but once I bump it up to where it's 1080p, the video is going to look much sharper. And then eventually I will set it up to where I can have multiple guests on. Well, thank you, Doug. And you know, we'll make it an interesting show. I will bring on guests from all over the world, including some of our well-known drone YouTubers. I'll get Ken on my show, and Kelly from Race at Drone, Chris Rollins, Billy Kyle. We'll get some of those people on the show, and that'll be interesting. We'll have some fun, and you know, I want to make this show a fun show, and I think that's where Ken really succeeds. He makes it a fun show, and he's really meticulous about how he sets things up, and I think that's a good way to do that, and that's why he's up to 74,000 subscribers, which is awesome. Yes, that's true. I have guests right here on the chat. One YouTuber I'd like to get on is Carlson Miller. He's a young man. He's a high school kid who's he's got a drone channel, and I watch his channel occasionally, and he does reviews of products, and it's really interesting. And someone mentioned about waypoints, and that's for the Mavic 2.0. Which is cool. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Whew. Oh, man. Well, great. I would love to have you on my show, Tim. When I get there to where I could have guests, I'll shoot you an email, and I'll tell you how to get on the show and what we'll be talking about. And Doug, great. I mean, all of you folks out there, we could, you know, make a good show. But I'm not trying to copy Ken. I will bring my own style to the show. I will occasionally, one of the things I want to do is show videos on my show, and I will show you some of my old comedy sets and put them on. That'd be a hoot. I've been on Mel's show. I've been on, I think I've been on Lloyd's. I know I've been on Bill the Drone Reviewer's show. And, of course, I was on Ken's show a couple weeks ago. And so those are the kind of things. Tomorrow I'll probably add another hard drive to my PC, so I have a little more storage for my videos and photos. Right now I'm using an external hard drive, and I'd like to, what I did is I've been salvaging parts from another PC that I had, and it had a 4 gig video card, and that's what I put in today, and I'm really liking it. Really kind of sped up uh, the computer a little bit. And tomorrow also I'm going to upgrade the CPU from an i3 to an i5, and we'll get that working, and that'll give me a whole lot more stuff and make it a better machine. Now I do have another PC. That's my mining PC. Thank you, Bill. It's weird. I was fine all day yesterday, and then this morning I woke up and my nose is running like a faucet. So, Mr. Mike T. Man, welcome to the show. Mr. Mike T. Man, I met him on another channel, the Yuri and Bruce show, and what they do is they talk about K1 visa for guys or gals engaged to a foreigner who want to bring their, their future spouse to the United States. And they do that, and they talk about Filipino culture and relationships, and it's a really interesting show as well. And they have a live streaming show on Sunday nights at about okay, cool. All right, I will check that out, Fly Natural. And so that's what I've been doing. I'm oh boy. Be right back. Man. And then I also have my fishing channel, which I'm going to do a lot more with this year. And I'm going to be doing stuff with my regular channel, my Arthur Carlson channel. I think I'm going to do political commentary back on that channel. So I'll probably be experimenting with the vMix and do that show there. That channel I've had since 2009, and I just basically uploaded a bunch of my comedy videos, my softball videos when I was on a softball team. One of the local TV stations did a human interest story because we were a softball team with all disabled players, and we played other teams with players with disabilities. Most of them had mental disabilities, and so that was a lot. That was challenging. That was very interesting, and I'll probably end up showing that video on this show, and you'll see me with my long blonde hair back in the day. So that'll be a lot of fun. Also, when I was also on the City of Aurora Open Space Advisory Board for a couple years, and I had an assignment to go out to one of the parks and do a video and talk about, you know, the how the park looks, and I'll probably show that a little bit too. And then what else? Yeah, and I did some cooking stuff and some DIY repairs of guitar effects pedals. I mean, I had a whole bunch of oddball stuff, and then I put my fishing videos on there, and now I've got the channel, and it's doing really good. So this channel is really growing. I'm up to 314 subscribers, and let's get this thing going and make make this a great show. Also wanted to remind everybody about the GoFundMe for Jim Crennan. If you go to, you know, down below, you'll see a link to that. And let's help this guy out. He just had surgery, and he's doing well, which is just awesome. And one of the other guests I'd like to bring Ice Spike on. He would be a hoot to have on my channel. Who else? Greg Coonert from Oz by Drone would be a good one. And yeah, I'd like to get drone flyers from Europe and South America. That would make for a really good show. So what else? I am eventually going to do a video of my studio. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing some cleaning up around here because it's pretty messy right now. So you can get a chance to see what I get to look at while you're looking at me. So it'll be interesting. And speaking of toy drones, this is one of my toy drones I've got. It's a SEMA X20. This is a lot of fun to fly around indoors. Doesn't have GPS, but compared to the Tello, it's a lot more challenging. But you know, I've crashed it a few times, but it's a lot of fun to fly. It doesn't have a camera on it like the Tello. So yeah. And don't forget my bumper stickers. My mom's a travel agent for guilt trips. And Art's Place, liquor in the front, poker in the rear. Don't forget that. If you like those, you can go to that description that I just posted a little while ago. You could make a payment there, just a couple bucks. Remember to include your address, or a lot of you, if you're on eBay, you could, or eBay, Facebook, you could private message me there with your info, or also on my description has my email. I think it should have my email. Mute. You know what? It's not on here. Well, anyway, my email is okay. Cool. Here's my email. You can make a PayPal payment through this address. So you could send me your information there if you decide to buy one of these bumper stickers. Later on, we're going to do some drone giveaways, so that'll be fun. So when we get this, all the upgrades going and make this a really good show, that'll be awesome. So where are we? We're at 55 minutes, so we're almost near the end. And oh, and also with the upgrades to the V-Mix, I could have, you know, a lot more stuff going on. I could bring in photos. I could bring in videos. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great show. So my goal for this year is to get over 1,000 subscribers. So let's work on that, okay? And I'll probably be getting some more GoPro stuff. Here's my GoPro 3 Black. And this is what I do a lot of work with. You probably saw me in my last video where I was out in Golden, and you saw North Table Mountain, and that's what I use for that, where you see me pulling up and say, "Oh, hi there. Welcome to the show." And then I've got this little camera here. This used to be my web camera here. It's not a bad little guy. It's a SJCAM M10, and it's also it's HD 1080p. So this is a nice little camera. It's very similar to the GoPro. It has motion detection on it. And what I did is I made a video out by where I fish on Big Dry Creek. There's a prairie dog town there. And what I did is I set up this camera here, and I took some Triscuits or wheat thins, and I put a little bit of peanut butter, and I put it out in front of the camera, and one of the prairie dogs came right up, and he looked right into the camera, and then he stood up and he started barking. And you got a cool video out of that, and that was a lot of fun. So I want to do some more nature stuff. I'm working on another gadget to where I've got a platform where the camera can hang down underwater, so I have it pointing, you know, kind of at an angle to where you can see whatever is down there. Fish, turtles, frogs, crayfish, what have you. I want to get more nature videos this year and really get creative with that. I'm going to experiment with micro fishing. This is something I've been learning about on YouTube. There's a YouTuber named Leo Shane, and his channel is Extreme Philly Fishing. And what he does is micro fishing. That's fishing for small, tiny fish using really teeny tiny hooks. And he's also a life lister, to where you try to expand your species that you've caught. And so far, the different types of fish that I've caught is small compared to his. He's like up to like 250 different species, which is amazing. And his channel is very entertaining. and fun to watch. All right, so I want to thank you all for stopping in and watching, being part of the show. It was a lot of fun. So I'll see you next week. We'll talk about the news and new stuff. And you guys have a great weekend. Get those birds up in the sky. I'm talking about your drones. Keep them out of the trees. And don't crash them into high-rise buildings either. So have a great weekend. God bless you, and see you next time. Bye-bye. Then we go here. Then we go there. Bye-bye. And then we end the stream.